Children's Hospital in the French city of Nice says it has treated around 50 children and adolescents injured in last night's terror truck attack. It includes 2 who died during or after surgery. The death stood at 84 earlier this morning. There have been no confirmed reports yet of South Africans killed or injured in the attack. Forensic teams are now combing the scene where a truck driver mowed down dozens of revelers after a fireworks display in Nice. The Bastille Day celebrations were transformed into scenes of chaos and carnage after the white vehicle careened down the packed promenade. It's unclear whether or not the driver was acting alone. French media says ID papers belonging to a French Tunisian were found in the truck. No terror group has claimed responsibility for the attack. Well, SABC reporter Ntebo Mokoba is in Paris. He joins us now live. Ntebo, thanks very much for joining us. What's the mood like on the streets of Paris following that horrific attack in Nice?
Good afternoon, Natasha. Yes, indeed, I'm on the streets of Paris. Here, people are going on with their life. You'll recall that earlier this morning, President Francois Hollande concluded an emergency meeting with the top brass of his government to sort of look and assess the situation on the ground. And indeed, people here are going on with their lives. Sometime last night, over 1 million of them gathered at the Eiffel Tower to celebrate the National Day, an important day in the calendar of the French people. Natasha.
All right, Ntebo, what are Parisians saying? It's not the first time that France has been attacked in recent times, and maybe people are asking what more needs to be done.
Well, people are concerned about the security in the country. You would recall that sometime next year, around April, May, they will be going to election. And they say that on its own will work against the current administration because people want to see security. And they say that they're very worried. Although here in Paris, they're saying that although it happened far from them, 900 kilometers, over 900 kilometers from Paris, that on its own is a concern because they say that this is not the first time. You'll recall there was an attack in January sometime last year, early 2015. Again, there was an attack in November at the stadium where 200 people were killed. And this time around it's in Nice where over 80 people were killed. And it happened at an important day where they were thinking that security would have been beefed up. So that on its own is a concern that government failed to ensure a maximum security on an important day in the calendar of the French people and the French Revolution.
Ntebo, take us back to the moment when the terror attack happened. Where were you and how did you learn of the incident?
Well, like everyone, I went to the Eiffel Tower because almost we were told that over 1 million people will gather there and there will be fireworks, so everyone wanted to get the mood. And I went to the Eiffel Tower, and after everything is done, I came back to my hotel room. But on my way, I saw people gathered at one of the restaurants, and I went inside to check what was happening. And I saw that by then, 10 people already were killed in Nice, 900 kilometers away from Paris. And I started interacting with them, asking them what exactly happened and how did this thing happen. And they were all worried, and some of them were even rushing home because they were worried that the attack might happen again here in Paris, because this is where I would say was the hub of activities, because even yesterday in the morning, President Hollande was on the streets where I...
All right, our reporter there coming to us live from Paris. We'll try again and see if we can get him back. He's giving us an update. All right, I'm just being told now that we have got him back on the line. And Ntebo, I hope you can hear me. Just let us know about what local media are reporting on and if there's any more information that they have about the attacker.
Well, Natasha, there hasn't been any information given about the attacker, but the media here is keeping tabs on everything on the ground, trying to understand what exactly led this man to drive for almost 2 kilometers without anyone or any authority or any of the police officer stopping him and managing to plow into people without any disturbance from the authority. So people are trying to check how did he manage to breach security.
There were reports that the authorities took a while to get to the scene. What's been the outcome or the response from authorities on that?
Well, the response from government is that for the next 3 days there will be an emergency in the country to sort of mourn the over 80 people who have died or who have perished in this disaster, and of course to ensure that there is maximum security throughout the country, because it seems at some point the security in the country was a bit lax. I mean, this happened on the day, on an important day in the calendar of the French people, and that on its own is a concern. So what we're hearing on the ground is that a government will ensure that there is maximum security throughout, even leading up to elections, because sometime next year, as I said, April, May, there will be elections, and everyone would be harping on the lack of security that is coming from the current administration. And you would call that, in countries like Europe, in countries like, the United States, everywhere in the world, people take security of their own people very seriously.
All right, Ntebo, thank you very much. We'll leave it there. Ntebo Mokoba, live from Paris on the back of those terror attacks overnight in Nice. We'll take a short break.